I'll hand over now to Ozgul. He'll be talking about different ways that he uses Google tools when teaching. So Ozgul, if you could share your screen now.
Right, coming up now. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Mine is going to be, again, a little bit short compared to the previous presentations. I just wanted to show you how I use some of the Google tools and Google platforms in my class. Actually, I was quite lucky for this year because all this time, for 22 weeks, tomorrow it will be start of the 23rd, we will be in class and teaching students as normal. So everything is almost back to normal here. So I was lucky in that sense. But yeah, who knows? I mean, it may change in the future, right? So this is about the Google platforms that I really like using. Just like Seneca, it is also quite open for integrating and combining different things. So those are all great. But what I like the most and what I'm going to present you today is the room for personal touch and where you can actually do your own thing and edit, modify things that are already embedded in a way that will help you and your students learn better. So this is about the standard lab. I believe all the science teachers, they kind of do, if not the same thing, but similar things in the lab. This is about evolution and natural selection. Basically, students are given 4 tools. In my example, they were using just their hands, and they are collecting different colored papers from a big table. So I put them around the big table, and they put their bags and books and whatever on the table. So we spread the little papers around, and they use their tools and they collect it, and we see how actually the traits that they are presenting with their hands is useful or helpful for them or for that kind. Well, previously I was doing this on a worksheet basis, and students were collecting data and talking to each other and writing everything and doing the calculations all by themselves. But I realized that it was taking too long. I mean, only the calculations and getting all the data shared and putting everyone in the same page and kind of covering the first generation and then restarting the activity was taking too long. So to save time, I prepared forms on Google, which I shared with my students via Google Classroom. So after each trial, after each generation, they just need to go to that form and enter their just results. So the tool they were using and how many of the papers they collected. So it all summarizes up, I mean, in one big chart, as you can see here, that's already embedded in forms, but those are kind of difficult to read and kind of difficult to make sense for the students. So what I did was I linked the results, because you can publish it anywhere you like, with the slide, with the Google Sheet that you can see here, that I shared with my students. So whenever they enter their scores on the form, it is automatically updated on this chart and on this table. And this way they can see the starting number and how many of each color paper they collected, they killed, and how many survived. And then this way they can actually keep track of the changes. The great part about this is the charts, of course. And so this is how we started. The population is represented on the left-hand side on the screen now. The different tools or different traits that the species might have. And we started with equal number of preys that they may hunt on, and then using this platform that just enabled me and helped students to see how it changes from one generation to next generation as they enter their data. So the charts here updated again automatically as they enter their scores. And it is great in 2 different senses, because it is taking place right away, so students can actually see how it affects, how their score affects the chart. and they can look at the overall pattern right away. In this one, well, they see that the black paper get the most advantage because it was difficult to point it when they put all their bags and all this stuff. So they kind of overtake the whole population, and that's actually what I want my students to get at the end. So that was linked with some follow-up questions as well. But sharing all those things on Google Classroom and using Google Sheets to populate and then to kind of generate all those graphs all at the same time, and getting them back to Google Documents where they can actually work in pairs and answer questions was the great experience for me that I tried this year. So this actually is not so difficult to set up. If you are familiar with Excel formulations, it is quite easy to link those things. I just wanted to bring this platform to your attention. Even those simple tools, I know Seneca is doing a lot of great things and visual and also content-wise as well. So some other tools that also might be accessible for you. I just wanted to bring this up to you. Any questions, or if you would like to see these activities or maybe the slides formulations, I'm happy to share anything. Thank you very much for your time, and yeah.
Thank you, Ozgul. That was great. A really specific and transferable example for engaging students. Thank you.